Dear audience, hope you would be fine. Today, in this short video, we would be talking about existentialism in English literature. Before this, we have been talking on the concept of nihilism and existentialism as a philosophy we have already discussed. But today, we would be talking particularly existentialism in English literature. Theories have been developing, but it never means that the theories means, for example, if existentialist theory has been developed in the 20th century, it never means that the fiction or the literature or the drama which have been written before, they do not contain the theme of existentialism. Basically, the themes have been in the literature before the announcement of the theory or the development of any particular theory as well. As we know that we say that this Marxist theory was developed later in the 19th century, while the same themes have been dealt with the Shakespeare some centuries before Karl Marx, and similarly, psychoanalysis means the themes of psychoanalysis or the theory of psychoanalysis have been developed later, while such themes have been already existing in Shakespeare's, even Geoffrey Chaucer, even in the Milton as well. So today we would be talking more particularly existentialism in English literature refers to the exploration of the existentialist thoughts or the themes such as individual freedom, choice, alienation, absurdity, despair, and the search for meaning within the context of English literary text. While existentialism originated as a philosophical movement in the continental Europe, notably the figures like the Kierkegaard, Nietzsche, Sartre, and Camus, its influence is clearly visible in the various works of English literature as well, especially in the 20th century on and onward as well. So first we discussed that what are the themes, major themes are the key themes of existentialism. The one is the freedom and the responsibility. In this theme, characters often grapple with the burden of free will. They want to be the free and the consequences of their choices as well. We would be later on talking it with reference to the Shakespeare as well, the King Lear as well. Alienation and isolation. Individuals. The other theme is the alienation and isolation. Individuals feel estranged from the society, others even themselves as well. And the third theme, which is usually taken out, is the absurdity of existence. Life appears meaningless or the chaotic, leading to the inner turmoil, what we may call as the identity crisis or the analytic crisis as well. And then is the august and the despair, emotional states reflecting the realization of one's life as uncertain and the lack of inherent meaning when the individual does not find a way or meaning of living that. And then is the question or the theme of authenticity. The struggle to live a life true to oneself, not as dictated by the social norms. Our life is more controlled than our social archetypes. Uh, if half our life is controlled by us or we move, basically society around us is taken as a medium from we take the meaning of our existence, but it remains in constant struggle between the individual and the society. So the notable example in English literature is the William Shakespeare's Hamlet, and Hamlet is often regarded or seen as an early existential character, especially in his soliloquies. To be or not to be, that is the question, reflecting on the nature of existence and the death. It is a central question for him as well. And then we see in the uh, King Lear as well, uh, when he makes the announcement that I am going to disperse my property among my daughters, then uh, her youngest daughter was having a question, and she says nothing, and King Lear replies that nothing will come out of nothing. It means that uh, Cordelia basically wants to live the life of her own choice, So she exerts her own personality against the authority of the king as well. And the other work, which is very much interesting and relevant, we have already discussed as well, that is the Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot, and that is the cornerstone of the absurd literature. It presents the characters trapped in the meaningless cycle and waiting for someone who never arrives, and reflects the existential despair and the absurdity as well. Then is the Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf is a great writer. In Miss Dalloway's and To the Lighthouse, she delves into the internal conscious and the subjective reality, questioning the identity, time, and the human connections, how individual relates himself. The very interesting, the other one is that of the T.S. Eliot's The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. In the very initial lines, he considered himself as the etherized patient. Every individual, even you and me, considers themselves as an etherized patient against the ongoing meaning and the social process of the society. And the wasteland depicts modern man's spiritual emptiness and search for the meaning in the fragmented world. And then is the George Orwell. In 1984 portrays in 1984 is a short novella by George Orwell, portrays the existentialist themes through the individual struggle and against the oppressive system, questioning the truth, freedom, and self. These concepts, truth, freedom, and self, these are basically the central themes which existential. And you may, for example, if as I am talking on only these texts, you can question, for example, as I mentioned that it is in the John Milton as well. For example, when Satan is supposed to obey the orders of God in order to prove his self and freedom, he exerts his own personality and he denies the obedience of the God, even the God who was the creator of himself. So even in a new text, you can search these themes with the line of the truth, freedom, and the self, and particularly the how an individual, the protagonist, the main character, struggle uh, for these meanings. And then is the Harold Painter's, his plays like The Dumb Waiter and The Birthday Party explores the breakdown of communication and the absurdity of the human interaction. Then is the Irish Monroe, philosophically rich novels such as Black Prince. They integrate the existentialist ethics and the question of the moral responsibility. So we see that existentialism in English literature reflects the deep concerns of the 20th century. Particularly, these themes have been already there, but since the post-colonial and this war of freedoms and all that, in the 20th century, this individual confronting with the disenchanted world, it provides a powerful lens through which the writers challenge reverse to think about the nature of being, choice, and the meaning of life. I think in any text, these are basically the major writers, but in any text you can employ these uh, uh, questions as a research study as well as a lens or the themes of understanding as well. With this, goodbye.